Hello, this is the first year advising presentation for the College of Nursing and Health Innovation, also known as CONHI. In this presentation, you will learn about the different majors within CONHI, UTA's advising process, and much more. If you are interested in majoring in nursing and health, exercise science, kinesiology, or public health, you came to the right place. I'll be going into further detail about each major later in this presentation, but before I do so, I want to talk about UTA and our advising model. You might be asking yourself, who is my advisor here at UTA? If you scan the QR code on the side of your screen, it will lead you to the video that's on this slide, and it will present to you who your assigned advisor is based on your major. However, each college has an advising team with several members within that team. Please note that any member within the team can help you out and answer any sort of questions that you may have. All of us are here to help you out. As an academic advisor, it is our duty to help you navigate your college journey. We are not only here just to class advise you, but we are here to help you understand your degree requirements, help you align your career and your academic goals accordingly, help you with processes such as scheduling your courses, dropping any classes, changing your major, point you to the right resources, etc. You name it, we are here to help you out. So if you ever do have any sort of questions, concerns, or anything along those lines, please feel free to reach out to us because we're more than happy to help. That's literally our job. Our job is to help you out. But as a student, you have responsibilities as well. As a student, it is your duty to understand the requirements that are being presented to you in order for you to progress through your degree and to earn your to progress through your program and earn your degree. Your duty is to ask questions and to advocate for yourself. If you have questions or concerns, again, please feel free to ask us because we don't want you to feel like you're going through this alone, that you have no one to ask. You can communicate with us, you can ask us. So it's going to be your job as well to check your email consistently. So again, we are here to help. Our primary goal is to ensure that you are going down that road towards graduation. You're currently being advised by the first year advising team. We can be found on the first floor of Ransom Hall. As your first year advisors, it is our goal to help set you up for the next phase of advising, which would be department advising. Each major has its own requirements to be transitioned from first year advising to department advising. In this presentation, I'll only be specifically talking about CONHI's requirements in order for you to transition to their department. There are two departments within CONHI. There's the BSN department for you nursing majors, and then there's the kinesiology department for you exercise science majors, kinesiology majors, and public health majors. In order to be transitioned from first year advising to BSN advising for you nursing majors, you have to meet the minimal criteria of having 30 hours complete and a minimum 2.75 cumulative GPA. Once you meet that criteria, you will receive communication saying that you can now be advised by the BSN department. But please do not confuse that communication with being accepted into the nursing program. That is not the case. As I'm pretty sure you nursing majors know, there's a whole application process you have to go through. So please do not confuse that communication with saying you're accepted into the nursing program. That's just us saying that you being advised by the BSN department means that you're getting a step closer to applying because you would be advised by the team that reviews and processes nursing applications. In order to be transitioned from first year advising to kinesiology advising for you exercise science majors, kinesiology majors, and public health majors, you have to meet the criteria of having 30 hours complete and a minimum 2.5 cumulative GPA. Once you meet that criteria, you will also receive communication referring you to your new advising team and how you can schedule appointments with them. But let's talk about the majors that we advise for. Let's start with nursing. One thing to keep in mind about nursing is that this is a meta major. A meta major is a broad academic category that groups together related majors and career paths under one umbrella. In this case, nursing and public health would fall under that umbrella. As a nursing major, there's a whole application process you have to go through in order for you to be admitted into the upper division of the program and work your way into earning a BSN, a Bachelor of Nursing Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Please note that there's no guarantee of admissions into this program. If you were to not be admitted into the program, us advisors can talk to you about your next steps, such as what you can do for the next application cycle if you wish to reapply, such as retaking a few classes, all that type of stuff. We would even bring up the option of you changing your major specifically to something like public health. The reason why we would specifically pinpoint public health is because the nursing and health prerequisites that you take as a student can translate over to the public health degree plan almost seamlessly, meaning you can still be on track to graduate within a timely manner. Our duty as advisors and as a university is to put you on a path towards earning a degree, which is why we would present to you an option like public health. Please note that that it would still be possible to apply to the nursing program even as a public health major, because luckily being a nursing major is not necessarily a requirement in order for you to apply to the nursing program. What matters is that you meet all of the eligibility requirements in order to successfully apply. While we're at it, let's talk about some of the application requirements. So, as a nursing major, you will have multiple GPAs for your application process. The first GPA that I will talk about is your admissions GPA. The admissions GPA consists of 22 nursing and health prereqs that you are expected to take, and those classes are averaged out to its own GPA. Your admissions GPA has to be a minimum of a 2.75 in order for you to be eligible to apply to the nursing program. Your admissions GPA will also take into consideration classes that you took outside of UTA and classes that you took at UTA. So the other GPA that you have to be aware of is the natural science GPA, which consists of 4 classes: Human Anatomy and Physiology 1, Human Anatomy and Physiology 2, Microbiology, and Chemistry. Those 4 classes also get averaged out to its own GPA, and it also must be a minimum of a 2.75 in order for you to be eligible to apply to the nursing program. Your natural science GPA will also take into consideration classes you took outside of UTA, such as transfer work from Dallas College, TCC, or any other accredited institution, and of course, classes that you took specifically here at UTA. You must also ensure that you do not violate something called the 2-attempt policy. There are certain classes within the nursing and health prerequisites that you are required to get a C or higher in within your first 2 graded attempts. Not all classes have the 2-attempt rule tied to it, but let's create a scenario here. Statistics or Math 1308 at UTA. This is the class that has the 2-attempt rule tied to it. Let's say you take stats for the first time and you get an F in the class. Again, this is just a scenario. Hopefully it never happens. But let's say you retake the class for a second time, whether it be here at UTA, Dallas College, TCC, any other accredited institution, and you get a D in the class. Yes, you improved by going from an F to a D, but that's still not a C or higher within the first 2 attempts, meaning that you have violated the 2-attempt rule, resulting in being dismissed from nursing at UTA for at least 3 years, and you will have to change your major if you wish to continue as a student at UTA. I don't say any of this to scare you or discourage you. This is just a rule that literally everybody has to know. All of that to say is that it is your job and your duty to get the absolute highest GPA possible so you can be the strongest candidate you can be for whenever you are applying to the nursing program. Let's talk about public health. Public health is often seen as the administrative or systems level side of the medical or healthcare field, focusing on population health, policy and prevention, rather than direct patient care. But that can be a generalization because public health is incredibly versatile. With public health, you can go into anything from epidemiology, health education, to global health, data analysis, and community-based work. Public health can allow you to enter the public sector, work for nonprofits, become a nutritionist, or even be used as a route towards physical therapy or even nursing. As mentioned, this field is very versatile. In fact, you public health majors will be taking the introduction to public health class. It's going to talk to you about the wonderful world of public health and everything you can do with public health. Exercise science. Exercise science can also exercise science can also present its own versatility based on your career goals and expectations. There are 4 different tracks to choose from when it comes to exercise science. The first track that I will talk about is the Clinical and Applied Physiology track, or the CAP track, which is our most science-intensive track that is designed for students wanting to get into professional or graduate programs such as physical therapy school. PA school to become a physician's assistant, medical or dental school, etc. This track contains many of the common prerequisites for professional programs, which is why it can be science pretty science heavy. We also have the Health, Fitness, and Wellness track, HFW, designed for students that are interested in fields such as athletic training, personal fitness, strength and conditioning, and coaching, owning your own gym, anything along those lines. Great track to choose from. You can also choose the Motor and Rehabilitation Sciences track, MRS track, designed for students wanting to pursue careers in occupational therapist, occupational therapy, motor behavior, and really any rehabilitation science. Great track to choose from as well. We also have something called the 3+2 program that is designed for aspiring athletic trainers. If you were to complete this track, you can graduate with both your bachelor's in exercise science and master's in athletic training within 5 years. The first part of the program is the HFW track, the Health, Fitness, and Wellness track, and the second part of the program is the athletic training master's program. Timing is important here because it's supposed to be completed within 5 years. If you were to not be on pace to complete this program within its established time frame, an advisor can talk to you about changing to the traditional HFW track and can still pursue entry into the athletic training master's program later down the road. You just wouldn't necessarily be a 3+2 student anymore. Now that we know what exercise science at UTA is, I want to touch on kinesiology. Kinesiology at UTA is designed for students that want to be a PE teacher, work in sport management, or even be a coach. There are 3 different tracks to choose from. The first track that I'll talk about is the PETE track, physical education, teacher education, designed for students that want to be a PE teacher and teach a subject at a school. This track will help you obtain a teaching certificate upon graduation, so you can start teaching at a school pretty much right away. For aspiring sport managers, you can choose the SLAM track. The sports leadership and management track is designed for students that want to have a job in sports, such as working for the Cowboys, for the Rangers, or a college athletics program. Even if you wanted to work for the Parks and Recreation Department, this can be a great track to choose from. If you have a desire to be a coach at any level, including anywhere between like the youth level, high school level, private coaching, then the coaching youth sports track can be the track for you, such as like coaching a sport. If you are in between, considering majoring in something like SLAM or CYS, you can go as far as majoring in SLAM and even minoring in coaching youth sports, because here at UTA we do offer a CYS minor if that's something that you're interested in. All that to say is that regardless of what major you're in and what track you're choosing from, it's going to be very important that you consistently communicate with us what your career goals are and your expectations. The reason being is because we want to make sure that we are aligning your goals and your class advising with everything. So if you want to use, for instance, if you're wanting to use any CONHI majors as a route to, let's say, medical school or dental school, again, you need to communicate that with us so we can talk to you about the ins and the outs of what it can look like to do so, and also even present to you how your class advising can be a little different compared to the traditional degree plan. So please just be sure to communicate that with us, because again, we want to make sure that we're aligning academic advising with your career goals. So always communicate with us what you are seeking to do later down the road. It's also important that you communicate with us any previously earned college credit that you have. This is crucial for your class advising and ensuring accuracy. There are 2 forms of previously earned college credit, which are dual credit and transfer credit. Dual credit is college credit that you earned as a high school student. Let's say you took English 1301 and History 1302 from Dallas College during your junior year of high school. That is dual credit. On the other hand, transfer credit is college credit you earned from an accredited institution after graduating high school. If you have previously earned college credit, you have to report this information to the university by sending your official college transcript to UTA. By not reporting previously earned college credit to the university, that can be considered academic dishonesty, and we do not want that. So please be sure that you're reporting and sending your official transcripts to the university. Other forms of previously earned credits are test credits, such as AP and IB credit. If you have any form of test credit, please also report this to the university because we like us as advisors, we want to show you how those credits can be applied to the degree plan and what your next steps can be. If you were to be advised for, if you were advised for any credit that you have previously earned, please be sure that you communicate that with us and correct us. All I ask is that you do it kindly because human error is a thing. So let's say I advised you to take a class like English Latino 1, but you already have credit in that class. Please kindly point it out through email and say something like, "Hi, I was advised to take English Latino 1, but I already have credit in that class from Dallas College. Attached is a copy of my unofficial transcript. Can you please let me know what class to take next?" Got you, easy peasy. We can revisit your class advising and send you a corrected version. I promise that if you correct this, if you point out any sort of errors that we made, that we will not be offended. We won't get upset that you correct us. We want to be corrected if we misadvised you because we do not want you to waste time or money in classes that you do not have to take. On the other hand, us advisors have to advise you based on what's officially on the record and what you have reported to us. If you come to UTA with, let's say, an associate's degree, but you have not sent your transcript to UTA or uploaded your a copy of your unofficial transcript to your degree plan request form, then we would have no idea of what credits you have already earned. So please, that's why I say, please report your credits and correct us if we misadvised you. You have to advocate for yourself if there's any discrepancies with your class advising. So again, we're only going to be able to advise you based on what we see officially on the record and really what you have reported to us. And if we see nothing on the record, then we literally have no way of knowing what type of classes you have already previously earned, if you have any. Now that you have completed the Canvas course and have submitted your degree plan request form, you can be eligible to register for classes, but there can still be some sort of barriers towards your registration, such as if you are TSI liable or TSI not complete. If you are TSI liable or TSI not complete, you need to be in communication with the TSI department. You can reach them at tsi@uta.edu pretty much to talk about your next steps so you can successfully get registered into classes. Another barrier can be missing your transcripts. Again, if you do not, if you have any sort of college credit, even if it's just one class, please send that transcript to UTA as soon as possible because we need it on the record. Another barrier to successfully registering into classes can be any class that's full or getting on the waitlist. While the waitlist is an option, relying on the waitlist is not encouraged. The waitlist depends on your behavior. The waitlist depends on the behavior of other students that are currently enrolled in courses that you desire. Often relying on the waitlist results in other sections filling up and the student not getting into the class at all. It's just honestly, it's just better if you register into your second or maybe even your third option than not getting into the class at all, because not getting into the class at all is a risk that you take when relying on the waitlist. So I wouldn't recommend relying on the waitlist. In order for you to successfully register into your classes, you're going to need to know how to navigate our website and stuff. If you go on uta.edu and click where it says students at the top left of your screen, it will take you to a page that looks something like this, where you can find these navigation buttons. This can lead you to pages like Canvas, My UTA, so you can get to My Math, and even your student email and of other resources that are listed on that page. It is very important to know how to navigate all of this, especially knowing how to access something like your email. Please make it a habit to check your student email because the vast majority of communication, including your class advising, will go to your student email. This page also contains resources that can be found on our website, such as the academic calendar. The academic calendar is going to be one of your best friends because of what it presents to you. It shows you all the important dates that you will need to know, such as the first day of class, the drop deadline, holiday breaks, even the last day of class, final exam dates. I encourage all of you to bookmark the calendar, the academic calendar, and always keep it handy every semester because the university does not play about the dates that are on the academic calendar. So always keep that calendar handy. Once you get class advised, you're going to want to get to your MyMav. Again, you can if you click on that where it's in my UTA, you'll be able to log into MyMav, and it's going to take you to this page, which is your home page. From there, you're going to want to click where it says Math Planner and Math Scheduler so you can find your degree plan. Once you do that, it will take you to your degree plan based on your major. Your degree plan is going to be adjusted based on your record and what you have reported on your degree plan request form. If you click where it says switch plan, you'll see that you should have two copies of your degree plan. You'll have an advisor copy and you'll have a student copy. On the advisor copy, which is going to be locked, you are going to want to focus on the incoming semester because those are the classes that we're suggesting for you to take for this upcoming semester, in particular the spring 2026 semester. If you see anything wrong with your advising, please let us know. Please note that the advisor copy, again, it will be locked, and only the advisor has the ability to unlock that copy. If you see anything wrong, or if you're not comfortable with the classes that we advise you for, feel free to go to the student copy and adjust your classes and let your advisor know that you have switched things around so we can all be on the same page. We do not want students advising themselves. Please be in communication with your advisor, advocate for yourself, especially if you want to change some course sequences. You can move these tiles around this is a screenshot, but you can move tiles around and also click into them to read course descriptions and see any courses that have prerequisites. If you're trying to take a class with a prerequisite that you do not have the prerequisites for, the system's not going to allow you to register into that class. So if that error pops up for you, please let us know and we can help you get to the bottom of it. Once you feel comfortable with your class advising, you'll be able to click the schedule button. That's going to be within the term that you're trying to register for. And in Math Planner, it's going to take you to this page, to Math Scheduler. Math Scheduler is going to help you generate schedules, a bunch of schedules that are based on course availability and anything that you filter. But it's going to be important that you refer to the class advising email that we sent you because that advising email is going to have instructions on how to help you better navigate tools like Math Planner and even Math Scheduler. So please refer to that email. Again, Math Scheduler can generate several schedules based on the criteria that you input and of course, based on course availability. Please note that you have to please note that you may have to make some adjustments as you try to create the schedules. So let's say you tell Math Scheduler that you do not want to take an 8 a.m. class, but if the only available section in that class is available at 8 a.m. and you need to take that class, then you might have to make that sacrifice and just get into the 8 a.m. But again, please refer to the email that was sent to you because your class advising email should have instructions on how to navigate Math Planner and Math Scheduler. If you don't see those instructions, please let us know. We'll be more than happy to send them to you. Thank you for watching this presentation. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can contact the CONHI team at uaecconhi@ut.edu, which you can see on your screen. And we will get back to you as soon as possible. Happy registration and welcome to UTA. We look forward to having you as part of the Maverick family.